Data analytics gives you the advantage of getting to answer questions in a faster time. In esports, you have a topic where all those technologies can be applied with an actual great purpose.
We're currently rounding out our winner semis in the upper portion of the bracket, and Secret is off to a very dominant start. My name is Rich. I'm going to be your host. I'm joined by Nahaz and Lacoste. Let's start to talk about how Secret was able to grab this one by the reins right out of the gates and take that early victory. Nahaz, what are the main things that we need to be looking at here when we start talking about their victory?
Well, I think you go all the way back in the history of Dota, and the way that you beat a team fight oriented, combo oriented lineup is you out level it so that wombo combo doesn't come online. And EHOME as well, over the last few weeks, including winning the minor, one of their staples has been their tri lanes in the early execution. Their tri lane got absolutely crushed. As a result, Ego had no game on that void. They weren't using that chronosphere to set up kills, and the entire EHOME draft concept was basically unraveled by the 10-minute mark.
And you've heard it here first. Just out level it. That's it. It doesn't get more simple than that. Are you writing it down again?
Write that down. There will be a quiz.
Okay, put it right next to it.
Underlined it.
Yeah, because otherwise I might
Good
read
note-taking habits.
I would probably read the Meteor Hammer thing first if I didn't underline this. I've used one piece of paper the entire tournament. It's just literally one piece of paper. It's just an absolute mess.
All right, let's see this.
They're gonna.
Wow.
They're gonna. They can't see it. They can't see that.
They can't see that, dude.
Yeah,
No, that makes it look like I'm an idiot who took literally note of my fake writing the entire time. Could you imagine if I just got exposed for fake writing throughout the entirety of the major? No, there's stuff here. There's definitely stuff. How relevant it is, that's to be seen. But what is relevant? The highlights. We're going to jump into those right now. Thank goodness production bailed me out of that one. Secret. Just such a strong start, a little bit different than what we saw earlier in the other round of the winners semis that we did look at here, but out-leveling it, name of the game. I do want to go back to that void, though. I want to go back to the opening that we did see from EHOME all around, because this was something that you actually predicted. This is something, Lacoste, that you said that you wanted to see them lock in. Why was there the capability for Secret to out-level?
Now I'm looking stupid, right?
No, you didn't say it was going to win.
I think the problem is when you rely so much on the draft, on your just one big team fight ulti, and if it doesn't land, you just lose. In most of the cases, you're just going to lose the game, especially against the heroes like Doom, Puck, who can control you so well. And there's no escape plan, no save on side of EHOME. And this is one of those games where game kind of ends 10 minutes in, but there's like no way you're gonna finish the game this quickly, so you just drag it. If you look at the graph, there was like EHOME was not threatening to win this game at any point.
Right, and you look at, by the way, in several of those highlights, just how active Puppy was in and around the map, setting up these engagements. Look at these wards. I mean, he was 5, 4, and 11. He was in on 16 out of the 18 team kills of Team Secret. That's easily a team high. And Shadow Shaman, again, he's a hero that he has his problems. That lack of mobility can really come to bite you. But when you're the team with the mobility advantage coming in with that puck initiation, he really created problems.
You guys are so good at looking at the statistics and actually breaking down whether or not it was a close game. In my experience, though, when your highlight reel is that short, one of the teams definitely did not have a good game. It seemed like it was pretty much shut and dry. And now my big question is going to be, because the draft did look strong, it seems like that puck pick that does come in at the end, was that extra finesse that maybe did swing the draft, Lacoste?
Oh, it's not just about the puck. It's a lack of a lockdown on side of EHOME. So if you have a Shadow Shaman just pushing one of the waves, you are kind of forcing rotation from EHOME to come, or just having a puck, and they need to use a chrono to actually kill that guy. And then they have 2 minutes to actually play around it, and Team Secret was playing so aggressive, and we're going to see MVP Zai, definitely. I mean, he had
30-second Midas. I mean,
insane amount of farm.
Look, you always have to ask the question when you're looking at these team fight-centric lineups, do you have the ability to create pressure, to create those kills outside of the team fight? Like Elder Titan had no setup in that lane down bottom. You can't really run a true tri-lane when Elder Titan has no stun setup for his stomp against something like the Shadow Shaman that has all that guaranteed lockdown. And that was part of the problem. I mean, you saw every time Drow Ranger tried to split push, you just bring any two heroes, and Secret's got the lockdown to kill her. And EHOME just could not do the same thing.
I mean, you have one job, just stun them. That's it.
Could you have gotten that lockdown if Drow wasn't the pick? Out of curiosity, because I feel like Drow was a little bit on the desk. All of a sudden, everybody was like,
I mean, you're playing a Faceless Void. You need a hero to create space for him. You can't have Drow Ranger Faceless Void because, at least in my book, it doesn't make any sense. It can work, but against a team that Team Secret is, yeah, it's definitely not going to work.
Yeah, I look back at it, and it's just one thing that because we haven't seen tri-lanes be featured in the meta for so long, that's the one thing that I feel like I'm definitely a little rusty in analyzing these drafts, that you like that team fight wombo combo, but if they're going to go try and lose when they need to be the ones getting the levels to get that combo online, EHOME are just not going to stay with Secret.
You said we went from like 10% to 25% allegedly. Is the percentage increase right now of the trial?
We are above 25% in this tournament. I would stand by that.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see after today too, because Nahaz, all jokes aside, every time that you have brought up this statistic, it has been increasing too. It seems just to be taking more and more of the airtime in this tournament. Potentially we'll see it again here. EHOME versus Team Secret. Team Secret one away from taking it and moving on to play a team that's looking absolutely nasty in VP. But they got to get through EHOME one more time. First, we talk about lockdown being something missing in the last draft. Lacoste, is there any potential to find that early in a draft?
I just got to give you credit, Rich. You're taking a lot of notes and you're actually listening to what we are saying, and you're coming with the stats that we told like 2 days ago. You have it in your head. I got to give you credit for that.
You know, I kind of equate being a host to being a really good boyfriend. You just kind of listen and nod a lot. I want to know because I am single, by the way. Anyway,
Ladies,
are you ready to mingle? That's the...
He just winked at me again, folks. He just winked at me. But looking at the draft, EHOME and Team Secret.
Things are heating up on that end of the panel.
All right, so let's get back into the draft. Let's focus on what matters. Dota 2. So Earth Spirit out.
All right, so Lich still in the pool and Earth Spirit. You expect those to be the first two picks on either side.
Okay.
And with a player like... Oh, no, Earth Spirit is out. Earth Spirit is out. Okay.
I do want to say it looks like Dazzle is open. We talked about that quite a bit. Is there any chance that we see that first phased?
Depends. I don't think Team Secret is going to first pick Dazzle. But I wouldn't be surprised if EHOME just goes for Medusa +1.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder if they just go for the Rasta again. There you go. It's that pick was just so huge for them in the last game. I would give Puppy MVP. And it's just something that when you have a hero that creates that much with that little resources, you just basically ask EHOME, how are you going to deal with it again?
For Team Secret, the Rasta is kind of flex pick because Puppy's playing it, Yapzor, and we saw mid one, I think, in one of the games. Not sure which tournament that was, but he played it middle. It was not very effective, as far as I remember, but still.
No, but I like your point about the flex value in the roster, just in the 4 and 5 roles where, you know, we've seen, obviously in the last game it run as a hard 5, but not that long ago we were seeing players like DJ run as a very farm-dependent 4 with early blink, early
Oh,
X.
yes. This is a hero that we didn't talk about because most of the time it was banned out. Fate Beyond during Minor, I still remember his Roshan steal with the axes, blinks in, steals both Cheese and Aegis. That's insane. And in his interview, he says he was lucky.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm sure he was lucky at TI6 too. Now, again, the big difference, right, is when you get early farm on that Darkseer, especially in a lineup like they had, you're still relying on that team fight presence, the rest of the team. You get early farm on a Beastmaster, and all of a sudden you can create those pickoffs around the map. You can apply pressure to the lanes, take towers by yourself. That was an element of their game that was really lacking.
Yeah, with Oracle, they are kind of blocking the Darkseer pick because it makes hero unplayable. So I wouldn't be surprised if EHOME still maybe gets it, but I think they prefer Beastmaster to be played as their offlane.
You guys like
Absolutely.
Secret's Chen, by the way?
Chen is, I think Chen is pretty bad. EHOME are actually one of the teams that have run it and look good. Chen was significantly reworked. He has a recall ability attached to his Holy Persuasion now that's similar to what Keeper of the Light used to have. So he can take one of your allied heroes and call it to himself on the map. The problem is that change happened at the same time that every hero got an extra slot for a TP scroll. So the value of that kind of a relocation ability is really mitigated because everybody can get around the map a little bit more easily.
I feel like when we saw Chen the last time, we really didn't like it here on the panel.
Yeah, that was a third pick in the Liquid game against Secret, right?
Yeah. Why do you think Secret is employing it, especially in the first phase here, Lacoste?
I mean, it's been Puppy's classic for a couple of years now, and it fits their playstyle. They could end the game quickly with this kind of a lineup, a lot of push, and as you mentioned, the Chen's new reworked ability, you can get the gangs going pretty easily.
Yeah, when you say it's a classic, by the way, it is that Puppy Chen is the winningest player-hero combination in the history of the International. So plenty of pedigree on that. And I think, you know, when you mentioned Lacoste, you mentioned that there's the Husker Band, the early game tempo. I think that's the key to the new Chen, is if you're going to use the new Chen effectively, you got to be abusing that recall early.
Medusa it is, definitely. Yeah, they banned out the anti-mage.
For sure. But they did. But the Outworld Devourer is still on the board,
pool,
and
yeah.
that's to me a huge miscue.
OD is the best hero they can get here. It counters 3 heroes on side of EHOME. You have a Beastmaster, so you have a save against the Roar. He naturally builds into a Force Staff if needed. Oracle, when he uses ulti on a target, it's just a free intelligence for him. And against Medusa, we all know how that works.
Right.
Seconds remaining.
They don't necessarily need to pick it right now. They could pick something else.
What else are you thinking they could pick?
It's so hard to
pick their
predict.
offlaner.
Team Secret is really hard to predict. Centaurs in the pool if they want to go for it.
Is it dangerous not to go for that pick, though, now if they do win?
I feel like you need a hero that finds Oracle in a team fight, and Centaur
You need
can
someone with
easily
a little
do that.
mobility,
Yeah,
for sure.
because Oracle, you want to take him down first in a team fight so that he is kind of forced to use ulti on himself or just kill him before he does.
Okay, so we're dipping into the reserve quite a
For
bit
sure.
here.
If we didn't have both supports, nominally at least, already on the board, I'd say that they might go back to some previous metas and maybe even pick up a Yapsor Nyx Assassin. That's something that with the Mana Burn can threaten Medusa. But yeah, I think the supports are already there, and they're going to go ahead and they're going to pick up Nisha's PA. And I got to assume that the mid 1 OD is going to be the 4th pick.
Yeah, and Magnus is still in the pool if they want to go for it.
Sure, I'm down with that.
That's a lot of sustain on side of EHOME, a lot of effective HP coming out from Warcry, and these heroes are tanky. Medusa with the mana shield. You have a Beastmaster who has a lot of strength, so it means a lot of HP as well.
Oracle Sven also potentially very scary in a tri-lane if they're going to go that direction.
10 seconds remaining.
Both those heroes, Oracle obviously great animation, pretty decent attack damage. Sven beefy with the Warcry.
Predicting what
Go ahead,
Team
bud.
Secret is going to pick is really hard. Same goes for Team Liquid because they have their own strats. At least for me, it's
Sure. The way
so
that
hard
they
to get
value
into their
the,
heads. Yeah,
the way that they value heroes is definitely different from any, and that's deliberate, right? That they try to create these situations where there are heroes that they value above.
All right.
Oh wow.
Okay, that's a great pick. So against Medusa, they have no gap closer.
Yeah.
They were afraid that Sniper's going to get banned. That's why they picked it right now. And Sniper just outranges Medusa. They need to either pick Centaur for themselves or ban it.
I don't know though. I feel like that's.
They need an initiation. Like none of these heroes on side of Team
Oh,
Secret have any reliable initiations.
Okay. I thought you were going the other direction. I still think Faith Beyond's going to have that Shadow Blade up on Beastmaster super early and be roaming around the map, and I feel like that that mid-1 sniper is very, very vulnerable to rotations starting around the 8-minute mark.
Would you agree that the sniper is vulnerable to potentially getting hit by those rotations, Lacoste?
Nah, these heroes are hard to execute a gank.
Okay.
Oracle's not gonna move. Sven can move to one extent, but you're playing against Medusa, and Medusa Snake's not gonna hit Sniper, so he's pretty much always gonna be full HP.
I still think there's a threat that you probably don't shift Medusa into the safe lane because you're probably thinking tri-lane. But I don't know. I think you think about shifting Medusa into the safe lane and picking up something a little bit more mobile and active,
They
like
could.
a puck.
They could, or they could get a Dragonite. I feel like Dragonite is really good. High
I feel
armor,
like Dragonite has the same
gap
issues,
closer.
though. Does he really count as a gap closer here, though?
Shadowblade,
All right.
Blink.
It gives you the only thing that makes that uncomfortable is that gives you your two primary initiator playmakers that are both Shadowblade reliant. That bothers me because the Beastmaster is going to rely on that as well.
All right, Team Secret looking to get their last hero right now. Is there anything in particular? You started talking about what EHOME wants. What do you think the last pick for Team Secret should?
I feel like they need a Blink Initiator, something that builds auras, and Centaur just stands out. This hero's too good not to have him.
Yeah, you could go Doom again, but I like the Centaur better. Okay, that's fine. That's exactly what we're saying. It's just a beefy hero. Again, Tide, important though, Tide recently has not necessarily been played as a Blink Initiator. He's prioritizing the aura items over the Blink Dagger, but I think this is a game where you might see Tide go like Vlad straight into Blink.
Definitely do need to pay attention to the Tide's item build when we get inside of the game. EHOME needs to get their last hero in here as well. And you were saying that EHOME was looking for an initiator as well, weren't you, Lacoste?
They have a Beastmaster. They're fine.
Okay.
They need. I think they need to swap Medusa and put a mid hero. So I still think something like a Dragonite would be really good.
You want the Dragonite still? You said it would be a little bit of a gap closer. Nahaz, do you think there are any other options outside of the DK?
I want something a little bit more dynamic. I want something it's gonna be a little flashier playmaker like a puck, but DK's fine. Okay, yeah, that I actually like. Never mind. I should have thought of that hero. I like that a lot better. I think it's a hero that gives you a lot of flexibility to make plays with his combos. He is a Shadowblade carrier, but his initiation is more in his spell combo. I think that's a decent exchange, but I mean, it's still this secret draft. Looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, they're so tanky inside of EHOME. If you combine Oracle ulti with Warcry, Medusa, then you have Ram as well. These heroes are not going to die that easily, but overall, I think Team Secret just outdrafted EHOME in every aspect.
Okay.
I'm not going to go quite that strong, but I mean, I do like the ability of EHOME to tank up. I think they have a better play. They have a more robust playmaking lineup in this game than the last, but yeah, definitely advantage Secret.
Well, you say that EHOME has a tanky lineup, so Nahaz, I just want to ask really quickly, what do you think their win condition actually would be inside of this game?
I think their win condition is Kunkka has a good lane. He's the one setting up plays in the mid game, and that Faith Beyond Beastmaster just gets his farm, applies pressure all over the map.
All right, well, you heard what their potential win condition may be. They're going to need to do it here or this series is going to come to a close. They're going to be dropping down to the lower portion of the bracket. We're going to hop right into the action starting now.
Well, hello, everybody. We're here for a little bit more fun. Game 2, EHOME versus Secret. Secret looking very, very crisp in Game 1. But Game 2, EHOME, they're trying something different. They looked very, very tanky, but there are a lot of questions over that fifth pick. Kunkka picked up to play what we assume is going to be the mid is on ASD.
Yep.
Against the sniper of mid one.
It is a pretty imbalanced matchup for Kunkka, I think, because once you hit level 3, you get plus 50 damage with Tidebringer on denies. Sniper hits for like 64 at that point, so you're going to have like nearly double this damage. However, you're very susceptible to feeding if this Chen Rasta start rotating.
Yeah, because that was the other thing we're talking about. Like, how do you close the distance onto heroes like Sniper? How do you get on top of them? It seems like, once again, EHOME is on that reactionary. Oh, you've jumped in so far, we'll X-mark you, and we'll then fight on top of this. But at least they've got a lot of good stuns. They've got a lot of good purges. Warcry is going to give you a lot of the sustain you're looking for, too. So these things are nice, but I am still very concerned about how they play around Team Secret, because Team Secret, the other big part is the enabling of the cores by the Chen, the pullback to continuously farm.
And I love the tempo that the Secret lineup can play off. Once again, you have a big cooldown on your Tidehunter, just like they had Doom previously. However, the rest of the draft can play on map at all times.
Yapsaw, smoke will break, 4 heroes together, first blood! We'll be on to Yapsaw. No way to run away from this one. Slowed down by the Boars.
Oh.
He will go down. They give the last hit to Faith Beyond. Don't know if that was intentional.
Ego living up to his name with the offensive tip.
They need something, right? They need something.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of tipping already. They try to actually, like, EHOME were playing the tip game against mid one. That didn't seem to work in game 1.
Puppy is on his way towards the top.
They're going to get both of the bounty runes on top.
Yep.
There's no blocking this. Like, this time around, when you look at the observer warding from EHOME, there's one around mid and the other one's watching the bottom river rune. That may have also been set up for the first gank they thought they were going to go for. And they can watch the rotations of Chen, but not as clearly. It's more like protect your mid, which is already protected.
Mm-hmm. It's a cool lineup from both sides. I like the Faith Beyond, rather the EHOME chances a lot more in this game. I think the Kunkka is a good pick in the sense that if you just land that X on Sniper, PA, like those heroes will die, and the damage reduction is quite nice because it allows you to just fight through the shrapnel, the ravage, and get onto this backline.
How many times have we seen this from Nisha? The long walk, and he goes underneath both of the Radiant Observer wards before he does it. Now, yeah, Poppy is battling a boar on bottom lane. This is Dota.
Yep.
This is where we're at. Support versus boar. Like, Ego will join the lane, but is this what you were really looking for from Team Secret? The Deucer versus the PA to then get this Beastmaster versus Tidehunter matchup? Sven's already beginning his own TP out to create a tri-lane on bottom.
This is a tough lane for the PA for sure. Oracle Sven's a really nice support combo just because he represents so much lockdown. And like we saw in the previous game, also, Puck is back. We'll see that hero a lot more. This new leash and root mechanic.
Puppy.
Oh.
Holy Persuasion. They want to try and go for a kill on Faith Beyond. Brings in Nisha. And that's why the lane switch up just works so well for them.
Yeah, but now you could just TP back if we wanted to.
Yeah, he really could.
I think you just keep him up against the Beast, though. Much better. You can't really lane against Deuce Sven. They just spam spells on you, and eventually you're out of regen.
So Chen just steals the boar, and Beastmaster now doesn't have a friend with me.
Yeah, look at the mid lane, though. As expected, Kunkka already off to a big start on mid one. You can see right here, this is why. He has 64 plus 50 damage on denies. What's mid one got? 62?
Mid one's got a hope and a dream. That's what mid one's got.
Oh, that's not much, Toby. 51. That's really sad.
Yeah.
Kunkka gets more, like, about the same from his W.
And he's even going to hit the torrent. And then connects in with the Tiebringer. So mid one is heavy damage early on, but that's why the Courier is bringing in regeneration, tangos as well as Sal for him.
Yeah, I think you got to play with multiple points headshot and just hit the Kunkka in the mouth if you want to have a chance in this lane. This could be very bad for Secret if this advantage gets out of hand, because a fast level 6 on Kunkka and the boat is almost a sure kill every time with any +1.
I think Faith Beyond's been a little bit, oh, okay. Yeah, a little bit slow with summoning any kind of boars. Poppy wants to try and turn around and battle against him. But Faith Beyond doesn't want to summon a boar. He doesn't want to give the power over to Poppy, so he's holding back using Call of the Wild, which effectively does limit what this Beastmaster achieves in lane.
I was about to say, I bet he skills axes because of it, because you don't want to just have useless skill points.
Yep.
Just switch up what you're doing. You can't get boar, as you said, because you just you buff Chen.
Yep. But he needed the Call of the Wild at level 1. That's how they saw the Shaman to get the gank.
Yep. Yeah, this is still good for Nisha, though. Again, this is the win condition of Secret. So anytime you're in a favorable matchup, you're happy with this. And he's getting plenty of farm. Again, that mid disparity. And Kunkka is not a Deuce mid like they had in the or not a Deuce, what am I saying? They can actually make plays.
It's not a passive mid. Bottom lane, you got the Shackles out, Deucer being forced away. And there's not a lot that Sven does against this apart from Warcry, which is actually a decent amount anyway. But there's not a lot of damage. You walk in range of the Anchor Smash, the damage reduction hits 45%. Sven's 70 damage, which may look impressive, becomes pretty low.
Yep.
And Puppy's now going to go for a kill. He's got the Tomato Bear. running forward, penitence over on Faith. Well, you attack a little faster, that's all.
The tomato bear?
Tomato bear.
How about a red? There's actually a thing as such as a red panda bear. Why not that?
A red panda bear? Because he looks like a tomato. Look at him from the back. In fact, he actually looks like a very warped capsicum. Peppers
What?
for you.
All right, whatever you say.
That's why it's tomato soup. Whenever it gets devoured.
Man, tomato soup is so good. You ever make your own?
Tomato soup
Oh,
with,
yeah.
a little bit
I'm
of
telling
basil
you,
and parsley.
yo,
Yeah.
Seriously, and not just that. Make a grilled cheese and then dip it in that tomato soup. It is a game changer. I'm serious.
All right.
I'm hungry.
Okay, I just want cheese on toast now. That's the greatest thing ever.
Never stop. We're gonna get distracted.
You know you can even make
Dota.
cheese on... Okay, for everyone out there, just telling you now, cheese on toast as a dessert can actually happen. Blow your mind.
I've
but
had that
but put a little bit of honey on it, and if you really want to get
Nice.
experimental, which I really like, a little bit of jam. A little bit of jam on cheese on toast. Oh, yeah. Oh, mid-one, that's nice. that is not as juicy.
He is having
Gets hit by Tiebreaker, it just gets absolutely wrecked by ASD.
Yep. And this is the one downside of Sniper, which is that if you don't do well in your laning phase, you don't really have the same comeback mechanics as other traditional mid heroes. Sure, you can shrapnel in the jungle, but that's a long recharge time, and it means you aren't able to TP back in and potentially, like, turn a fight somewhere else.
Yep.
Kunkka going to be level 6 soon, and this is the beauty of a roaming stun with a Kunkka. It's almost a sure kill on boat.
Shrapnel landing already. He's looking for the Tiebreaker hit. Stormbolt
my
just needs to be able to connect now. Yapsaw, he may be able to create enough space. X marks the spot. In for the torrent. And now Stormbolt. That's a kill onto mid one. Unless, no, there is no unless. Yapsaw's looking for a revenge attack into the Sven. One more attack would do it, but he can't get it off. He's got shackles available, but now with Salve on Sven, it will get cancelled, but he'll give the Stormbolt, instantly cancelling the shackle on ASD. And it's a 2-hero kill going the way of Kunkka. They are fueling the Admiral.
Yeah, and bear in mind, Kunkka kills everything in this game. There's no one who's going to have a BKB that quickly. He's going to be very over-leveled, do tons of damage. I think curious to see the item build he goes for, already with a double bracer and phase coming out. But will he go for like the Shadow Blade, the Armlet? There's a lot of options. He pretty much can do whatever he wants. Armlet, I like it.
Shadow Blade would be like an easy way to close the distance later on against mid one.
Yeah.
Like it's that initiation. But do you actually go that after you get Armlet, or is it more like Blink Dagger style or like Repositioner?
It's situational. I like the Armlet just because whenever you're ahead, that item is the best. For the gold on a strength hero, it gives you more than any other item.
Yep.
And then it's kind of up to you. Do you want the blink? I'd say if there were a game for it, when you're this ahead, I like it. But otherwise, Shadow Blade's nice just for you get the bonus damage on the cleave. So
Top lane, PA may be in a little bit of trouble. Nothing to jump over to. No Chen to help out. I love how he's still not even summoning the boar. Like,
just in case.
The slow would be useful against Nisha, who goes into the trees. But just in case Chen's nearby, they'll drop the secondary nuke. Shaman dies in the meantime on bottom lane. A double damage Sven just moves in from the side and gets the kill on Yapsaw and now zones out Zai. This is escalating very quickly for Secret because their laning phase has gone horrendously. Top 3 net worths belong to EHOME.
yeah, and this is part of that old adage. You need stuns, Toby. There's a lot of boxes you need to check in a draft, but of all of those boxes, not having stuns is the one that feels the worst to play Dota with. And this game, all of a sudden, EHOME, not only do you have a mid-hero that can be active, you've got a Sven who so far has rotated to 2 different lanes and found kills both times. He's a threat.
Yep.
Just by standing on top of that ward, he is a threat because on both of these lanes, you got to be afraid.
Mid one just has to back off. The funny thing is,
Look
like,
at the net worth. He's doubled up.
yep.
He's gonna dive.
It is one hell of a game. And look at him run forward. They know they can connect on the torrent because Sven is the one that puts himself at risk. He may want to mango and Warcry up because more supports arrived. Exactly what happens. And support in from Innocence wants to root up over on Puppey. They still haven't got the kill, and Ravage trying to get the turnaround from Zai, but they can go in 3 different directions. No TP available. Sven is, in fact, dead. He doesn't have the mana to TP out, and Torrents try and allow him to fight against Yapsaw, but underneath the Wild Wings Tornado, Sven just cannot walk away, trapped in the trees. They're meant to be your friends, but that's the reason why HY is retired.
Yeah. I didn't realize also, he actually went treads. I was thinking in my head that they were phased just because I've never seen a Kunkka that went treads.
It's also the old build, right?
Yeah.
it's what you're thinking of for the old phase boots.
I like it because the treads give damage now, of course, and that's all you're about because you're trying to get that AoE Tidebringer. And it's just great synergy with the armlet as well. His right-click damage is very significant. And keep in mind, you've got a Medusa and a Beastmaster to steroid him against a PA that is not only behind, but he'll take a while to come online. And he's got no real assistance in his damage output.
Goodbye. Once again, Sniper caught out. Sven's doing his work, and you know Beastmaster on top lane is looking for a fight. It's the reason why Puppey has, or Yapso's already TP'd up here. He wants to be able to be behind Nisha in case there's a roar. Yep. They need a save for the PA. The top net worth on Team Secret has hit level 6. They have crit potential, and he is the only saving grace now for Team Secret. EHOME are walking away with this game. And I say walking because it ain't a run. It's a slow progression into victory.
Yeah.
Plus 40. Plus 40 damage for a Kunkka level 1 talent. Is this a real thing? Roar comes out, and, well, the protection. Nisha, he's got a jump target, but EHOME brought in more support. With a war cry out, there's no return damage that will ever be able to pierce this EHOME lineup.
Yeah, it looks like Nisha tried to blur dodge that stun, but one of the few spells that I don't believe is disjointable in that way because it stuns in that AoE around you, so it's technically disjointed, but it still lands and gets that.
10 of bounties. The stuns come forward, the axes as well with the root, and man, Puppey is permanently locked down. That was a max duration Fortune's End.
Yeah, it was cast on the Sven, and then it got the AoE disabled onto the Chen because he was out of range to get it on the Chen. Really well set up, and part of the reason I do love that Oracle Sven combination.
It was also because they had the great vision on the hill. The Observer Ward, nice and deep. 2 Observer Wards from EHOME watching the Team Secret jungle. So even if Secret do try and go into recovery mode, which is what they need to do, they're being watched.
Yep.
I would say like a hawk, but Beastmaster doesn't keep using it.
Yeah, this is, I don't want to say, it's getting out of hand. It's not over, but this is, you know, the house is on fire, Toby. The kitchen is on fire.
But everything is fine? Is this the actual meme that you're going for? Because you, in game one, you were saying something very, very similar, the complete opposite direction.
It just feels like a similar scenario. Who on Secret makes plays, right? You have no natural rotator. It's all got to be reactive, whereas EHOME, you have the late game to fall back to, and you can farm faster around the map, and you can kill anyone you want so easily because you have all the stun.
There is a difference, I think, in this game, and that's the fact that Secret can have some frontliners. Maybe they can't survive for long, but if a good Ravage connects and Sniper can just stay in the back lines, they've got more to play with. That's what EHOME didn't have. But when ASD is just able to do this, your back lines don't feel as safe.
Yeah, he's already got, with Armlet, procced over 200 damage.
And they're going again.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Oh, he's just like, hey, would you mind lining up your creep for me just so I can get the cleave damage? All right, not required. Zai does TP in over. More support's coming in as well in the form of Yapsaw. No Mass Serpent Wards. ASD, that'll be the big kill to get. The Roar is out, stopping the PA from attacking, and ASD just toggles through, begins his TP out. That was optimistic. Innocence, he didn't actually false promise. He false promised himself so he could TP away. ASD really could have used that time.
Oh, so close to death. So close to death. When his hands are glowing red, it means he'll die at the end of the ultimate. And it changed to that regular color about a half second before that ult actually procs.
So it's a good fight for Team Secret. Medusa was still not involved. Like, he's up on top lane pushing in the tier 1 tower. But
we haven't even talked about
Team Secret did kill the Kunkka. Like, the kill went to mid 1 as well, so it's money into the Sniper.
It's been a completely free game thus far for Ego on the Medusa. And that's problematic for the side of Secret. You're looking at your Sniper to be the one to deal with him, but he is so far behind, I don't know when he'll ever deal damage.
Especially when the Deucer is not the #1 net worth on the team.
Yes.
He's still 800 behind that of the Kunkka after the death. Do you like the builder to Halbert? So he's going for a way to stop the PA, even if PA jumps him. There will be no way to attack. And there's, oh boy, oh boy. And just Tidebringer again with, oh boy.
And he stacked this mostly by himself.
Money, money, money. Money.
This is,
You know that Halbert? It's rapidly approaching.
One of my favorite things about Kunkka. Be so efficient.
goes back, gets even a healing salve so he can get up to full, because he knows the time he'll have back at base is not going to be enough. Bottom lane, Zai up too far, trying to force the tower, but that's the reason why Sven moves over, holding the Stormbolt for the moment. I think he's making sure that Zai is low enough that he won't even think about
perfect.
a TP away to safety, and even Beastmaster axes.
No, they wanted to proc the Kraken Shell one more time. So they got that second proc, immediately the stun comes out, and then you're for sure going to find that kill. He's just immediately dead.
Yeah, even moved over to use the Ancient to amplify that damage with the cleave.
Now this is a pretty good example of just how important drafting is in the current patch.
Yep.
You abuse certain matchups, and because the game is just so fast now, there's so much more gold on the map. Stacks give 35% bonus to the stacker. Bounty runes, denies now giving gold.
Yep.
The game just seems to progress so quickly. Towers melt.
Do they even, like, we're 14 minutes in. I don't think we have to say they go up. But
it's tough to Tide Sniper. But yeah, if you...
If at the moment, like, if you get somebody even in range of X marks spot, they seem to be dead.
Yep. It just feels like, once again, the game comes down to who can be offensive. And really, it feels like EHOME were the only team with the ability to play aggressively. Secret, yeah, you have Ravage, but, like, look at him. He's a watermelon. Is he going to just backstroke
And
into
there's no damage to follow up after it either. Like, the Halberd is being completed as we speak. It's 15 minutes. Sven wants to keep the chase going. That ain't going to happen.
That's so good by Tianming. Like, that's how you play Dota right now. Just run at him. Force the response. Waste your own time, sure, but that's 30 seconds Nisha doesn't farm. In the meantime, Dusa, Kunkka, they're still racing, no problem.
It's the job of the Sven, right? Like, he's a Warcry. That's the reason why this hero got first pick, because the ability got changed. It's this unbelievable amount of life that he can give, and of course he survives even longer. Mr. +8 strength to go with the... So the attack shield health is 440 for a 10-second duration. This allows everyone to go high ground. 18 minutes, high ground breach. How do we do this one? I think it's Warcry.
Well, I would...
And a little bit of extra things like
there's
Vlad's.
There's a few other variables in play, but yeah, that's a big one. You got the Oracle for the save. I expect them to do Roche pretty soon. You already have the Medallion and the Vlads, but much like the previous game, EHOME, they're a mature, experienced squad. You don't want to go into the pit against Sniper Tide without some sort of advantage that ensures you'll be able to kill it unaccosted. You don't want to have a combat situation break out when you're in a position where really you should just win this game easily if you play it properly.
Yep. So they're taking the tier 2 tower up on top. It was a bit of a trade-off. The Mass Serpent Wards were used on bottom to take the tier 1 tower. So at the moment, it's just a split push by Yapsaw that's holding him back. But Raw into the mid lane, and here we go again. You could say goodbye to the Chen. Follow up. Zai's getting in the mix of this, and well, there is your Ravage. It's a good one. It'll hit all of EHOME. Beastmaster is already down. The Stormbolt follow up into the PA, but Hex is keeping Sven out. Yapsaw's control may do the job. Medusa wants to on the Stone Gaze. This will allow EHOME to retreat back up the hill, but Zai stays with them. Another Anchor Smash, reducing so much of the damage, while PA, he's able to jump down False Promise, keeping Kunkka alive so he can armor toggle a little bit harder the Stormbolt. A blink over, he'll actually end up stunning over on 2, but the follow-up's still not there. How is this happening? Zai just continues to run forward, and EHOME, they're running away. They were so far ahead. This team had 9,000 gold advantage, and they just lost so many core heroes. The Kunkka will survive. The Team Secret show what they can do to fight.
That was all Zai. We talk a lot about damage amplification with heroes like Dusa, but when you have a Tidehunter, you offer so much damage reduction. Dusa, all he is right clicks. He had no damage whatsoever. He just runs away until eventually he's out of mana, out of health, and out of hope until respawn.
EHOME have got to be really careful about giving these type of openings to Team Secret. They pushed a 10 grand advantage. It wasn't even 9,000, it was 10,000, and it's starting to move back down again. Same with the experience. They want to do Roshan now, however, while Ravage is down.
You trade that lost engagement for the Ravage, and I think you're all right with that if you're home. You got to be a little shaken, however, because Secret proves still formidable, even with that massive disadvantage. But really, was that the fight you're looking for? You roar, heavy commit onto a Chen, and then Tide walks in, and you don't even show fear. They didn't flinch. There's a Ravage, folks.
Yep. YapzOr on bottom lane. He's trying to keep the split push going. At the Master Serpent Wards, he wanted to force some kind of rotation down. A Hex TP out if he can get to the other side. Misses the Torrent, but ASD, boo! There goes the small little guy. Zai?
Yeah, BKB is the big pickup for the Kunkka. At that point, he becomes by far the strongest hero on map.
Yeah.
Ego, just continuing to farm. He is approaching his Iron Branch. Has enough gold for that. He'll probably pick it up soon.
Yeah, that's to replace the Aegis. Replace it for something. It's the GG branch you need. That was always the classic item. Zai's looking to go up towards top, which will work with Nisha. Innocence. Well, okay.
All right.
That's
Gush, folks. -7 armor.
Yep. And the PA hits very, very hard. No time for a false promise.
This is my favorite combination, like weird combination we didn't see much in the past. The Gush and the Medallion. -14 armor. So cool.
Mid one wants to try and help out his teammate. Poppy not dead yet. The double storm hammer hits on Tidehunter, but YapzOr, they find a better target. They can look over towards the Sven, but they really want to kill off the Kunkka. They need to focus on one target. Beastmaster, Roar on the Shaman. Massive Wars won't go down. Ravage is back off cooldown. Now they can get the Massive Wars down, trapping him the Sven, and this is all the space for mid one just to sit on the back lines and pump the damage in without any kind of real contest. ASD is dying quickly. Nisha jumps back in. The Stone Gaze can turn on, but Team Secret got what they wanted. 3-hero kill. They would like to get more. If they can jump up, phase boots come off cooldown, combine it with the drums, the movement speeds up, and the stifling dagger and penitence. A fantastic dodge with Amanda style. Remember, he's still got Aegis Immortal. Even if you get this kill, do you get the follow-up?
Yeah,
they had the damage, but there's no buybacks coming in from EHOME. No support. They're going to let this Deucer die. So many huge core kills that keep going the way of Team Secret. And Innocence was trying to stick around to help him out, and Nisha wants to go for the fight underneath the tier 1 tower. He's like, okay, do I have a team? There's false promise, but I don't think Oracle wants to burn that. You can get the disarm. Now the Assassinate kicks in. You cannot heal through this level of damage. He wants to. The Ancients are even pumping into him, so it looks like he'll be okay for the moment. But the mid-tier 1 tower, now Secret go for this. Once again, another good fight.
They're just outplaying their opponents. I mean, you can see that Ravage coming from a mile away. Zai with the perfect positioning centers himself to ensure the Ravage goes off on
Blink
4.
Forward, Nisha. As well as mid one being attacked on by the Sven. Tide's rotated in around the back. He came in with the end of the regeneration rune, so he's back up to full, but they've lost mid one. They've lost that back end damage. Nisha, however, he should still be able to kill off the Sven with a little bit of extra help from YapzOr. They will torrent back in Chen. Man, they really hate him. Puppy goes down once more. There's still a 2-for-1 trade-off, but that's a fight that Secret take without Ravage.
Yeah, but you got to be a bit concerned now. Your PA is a Battle Fury. Like, he is fat.
She's getting BKB too.
Yeah. You know, this is where we look back at item choice and team fight selection because, you know, you did get that Roche, but you traded 4 heroes for it. And if you look at the Kunkka, now he goes back for a Shadow Blade. Why not pick that up before the Halberd? Perhaps find an extra kill here and there.
Yep.
He was at a point where he could have killed Sniper by himself easily, but he didn't have that item to hunt until just now. And the advantage that he would be able to use to become that assassin has evaporated. And all of a sudden, it's about team fights.
It may have been also just the mindset. Like, we knew I got it. It was to stop the PA. The PA was nowhere near building into a BKB. You just disarm, and she doesn't do anything in the engagement.
But it doesn't, like, who cares about the disarm until PA is actually dealing damage? And sure, it'll become more effective as the game goes on.
Yep.
But Kunkka's not even really the target in these fights. They want to take out the supports and the Deuce.
Yeah. But it's just so funny that, like, mid one having all the space in the world, you see where the fight just disappears for Team Secret when EHOME get the jump onto the back lines. That's why we were tossing up a 5th pick Slark for EHOME, because we thought it was going to achieve exactly the same type of thing.
And the concern is that now you really don't have the late game advantage unless you have, well, an actual net worth advantage. Just because of the way Tidehunter, he is a Vlad's and represents -14 armor on a target, in addition to the Ravage for the team fight.
Yep.
And you have a Sniper against a Deuce. That's a 1-to-1 counter. PA ain't no joke either.
Smoke just, they're hoping for a fight behind Zai.
Love the drums pick up by Puppey, too. I think that was instrumental in finding a couple of these chase kills. They get the one, and then that gives them the speed to catch more.
It was the movement speed to catch out and burn off the Aegis of the Deucer.
BKB is finished on the PA. Deso next. Man, this is getting spooky.
Do you like, again, like the Battle Fury cleave? It's just...
It seems too good, really. -3 armor is what, like a little more than a Blightstone, if you think about the amount of gold that represents.
It's also kind of funny when you put it with the triple stifling daggers.
Yeah.
Because the cleave follows on the dagger.
Yep.
It feels a little OP when that can happen. If anyone's standing close to each other, it's just this spilled damage. At the same time, you got the king of it on EHOME, which is the Kunkka, who is still #1 net worth. They still have a 5k gold advantage, even if the experience is swinging back up the way of EHOME.
Yeah, really impressive from Secret, though. The fact that this game is still so close.
It's still going on. Man, he's playing with that with the average line, a little bit under the average now, thanks to the death. You see the dip at that point.
The downside of this butterfly build is that you're going up against a sniper who loves itemizing for MKB. Evasion is far more effective against cores that don't want to buy it, like we saw in the previous series where Ramses even skills that evasion talent because he knows, look, an AM never wants to buy this MKB, and neither does an OD. Sniper's just like, yeah, sure, I was going to get that anyway, but okay.
Yeah. Only downside is mid-1 will have to finish his BKB first and then go into the MKB. So his timing will be a little bit off against the Deucer, who's like pretty much 1,700 gold away from having the butterfly. Oh, assassination flies in at the Oracle, but too easy to TP.
Well played by Y. Nisha with the blur, looking ahead, trying to find anybody who might be out of position. Love the creeps from Puppey as well. I mean, I keep talking about items, but creeps matter too, all right? These auras, I guess, are what I should really be discussing. He's got a wolf.
I was going to point out, should that be possible with a PA using blur attack? Because like, if you're like smoked up when you come in with an iron shell, the creeps disperse. Why do they not disperse against a blur attacking PA?
Well, he's an assassin.
I don't realize there's a dagger in my back.
Yeah. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Our key weapons are surprise. Surprise and fear. Our 2 weapons are surprise, fear, and absolute ruthlessness. 3 weapons.
I don't know. Monty Python is like so...
It's a cult, man.
Esports world won't get that.
Crit, no hit on Shaman, but not be enough to find the kill. Yeah. You know, not many people get my references, but at least somebody else got the Blackadder reference that I used in the earlier game.
That might be a sign you're aging, Toby. What are you again?
What do you mean
43?
a sign I'm aging? There's many signs I'm aging. My metabolism kicking down to being fat, where now I actually have to worry about what I'm eating and the amount of exercise that I do. Yeah, that's sign number 1.
Nick.
Yeah, you wait until you hit that point.
I already have endless metabolism. Those days are gone, man. I used to be able. I remember my mom would buy some honey buns, a delicious snack. She'd get like 2 boxes, and I would hide one under my bed and eat them in like a day and a half. Wouldn't even bother. Oh God. I don't think I'd be able to leave bed for a day and a half were I to do that now. But anyway, Dota.
My old breakfast was 6 Wheat Bix, muesli, 2 bananas, and I even poured sugar on top of it just to make it even that much sweeter.
Okay.
That was my breakfast standard every day. I went through like 5-6 liters of milk a week. That was how I grew up. I have very strong bones.
All right.
But at that point, I was also doing
bounty
sport
runes, bounty
all
runes,
the time.
Toby.
Bounty runes.
Wait,
sorry.
in 3 minutes.
Back in the game.
I'm testing you. We're back in the game. All right. Solar Crest
Kyle.
picked up. It happens a lot, unfortunately. Blink Dagger soon to be selected by the Beastmaster, but I don't know if Initiation is going to help you unless you're able to kill that sniper. That's the name of the game. Don't let him drop those shrapnels. Get the sniper. But you also have a buffed up PA.
Yeah.
Remember that Chen
could just bring him back over. He's just farming up and then moving from one camp to the other. The Dire will scan, surprisingly, is south of the pit. They're actually looking for the maximum spread. But PA now has a triple stifling, maximum cleaving, stifling daggers.
Yep.
This is problematic, but it's also the fact that she is rapidly approaching that 25.
And
I don't think you have to go blur evasion in this, right? But you can, like, if you get the plus 5%,
dude,
that's already a huge crit.
She finished an MKB. That butterfly is now dead gold in terms of how he gains survivability against the PA.
Oh my God.
All Secret want to do here is kite the Medusa ult.
Oh, they found a target, but it's Chen. It's Puppey. He has been the punching bag of EHOME, but we're reaching very heavily diminishing returns. It's 159, 1-6 on the Chen and Shaman respectively.
What a
It's
timely
not on the
double
cores
damage.
anymore.
That is excellent, and that's the reason EHOME will probably be able to just pick this up before Secret can even respond.
Yeah. But
Man,
you look to,
that's like the third
I'm
time in
gonna
4
say
games.
though, look to bottom lane. Yapsol's gonna force him to instantly come home. He can just mass Serpent Wards up on top of the hill if no one else TP's in, shocks the wave, and now they have to come back. In fact, they started a double TP out.
Nice. He's just going to keep doing more damage. This is really cool.
He even hexed the Kunkka. Good torrent, but better blink.
And
He takes off half, if not more, of this bottom tower's health. And then they look towards mid because Kunkka's not there. Nisha is actually looking for a fight. Innocence will reveal himself, but he won't get what he wants.
Yeah, the problem now is Oracle in a lot of trouble just because of how much damage output PA can deal. You can be like,
when do you false
just
promise?
get yeah, but it's not just the burst damage is a problem, but also you become a target. Like how much Oracle does he? Wow, armor does the Oracle even have? 6. 6. He could possibly die in a dagger crit.
Yeah. I also love the fact that, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't the MKB effect go across all the Stifling Daggers too? So you could actually get a bonus 100 magical damage, a 75% chance on the back of the daggers.
It's not bad.
Yep.
How close is Sniper to his? I don't mind this.
He's not
even
going
gonna
for it.
Yeah, just focus on survivability because Sniper's one of those mixed damage carries. The shrapnels are important. Getting off good ults can be important. You don't really need to worry about the Medusa. Your PA will handle the raw physical damage. You just gotta stay alive.
Beastmaster, he jumped into the middle of them. The Hex at the same time. Dusa, how fast does she die? So far away from the rest of the team, which now Ravage will pop off. Sven's being controlled by the Shackles. Mid one's focusing to bring down the Sven, but now they've got even more life. Crimson Guard pops off, but Hand of God from Chen gives enough life, and Nisha, under the cover of BKB, goes from one target to the next. You've got more TPs coming in. They've got the Shackles. Hold Dusa in position. No way out, and now with False Promise, that's the only thing that can be given, but she is totally dead. No way to survive through this. So much damage has been applied. Goodbye, Dusa. And then in the trees, Oracle. He never left. He stayed in the trees, didn't have a TP scroll, and it's 4 heroes going down for EHOME. You look at the buybacks coming down from Secret, it was none. That TP into the shrine thought was somebody coming back in again. It was just the Dusa trying to get back out.
That's insane. I gotta give props to Zai. Well, no, not even. Puppy, the 22 pick Tide has gotta be, man.
Yapsol, he's still got Shackle available. He can buy a little bit more time. Mid one's arrived. This would be an unbelievable kill if they can take it. You don't care if you lost Yapsol, but you do care if you brought detection, which you didn't. Now Puppy. Oh, not again.
Oh, like this. Look mid though.
Yep.
They're not even moving. They didn't even like, oh, you guys, what are you doing over there?
We're taking a tower. Why'd you guys TP top? Conquer is TPing back down again now. Tower will still be taken. This opens up the shrines to be picked up by Team Secret. But I did not think in this series, considering this start, that I'd be saying Team Secret are the first team to take a Tier 3 tower.
It's been an incredibly well-played game from them. And unlike the last series, I think EHOME is just a step below the class of LGD. They had a commanding lead and just got outplayed, really. They overextended a little bit, however. I think that one fight in the river around bottom rune was the big issue. Zai with that perfect 4-man Ravage. After that fight, it really felt like the wind was out of their sails. They didn't play aggressive any longer. They didn't really get an opportunity to make any plays. They got Roche, sure, but that last team fight, I mean, I feel like that was predestined to fail.
Nisha's sustain is going through the roof as well. He's building Satanic. And in fact, I say building. He has the money to complete the Satanic. He can even take that rune that's been sitting up there on top lane for 2 minutes and go and purchase it.
Man. And if Ramses is Messi, I think this kid Nisha might be Mbappe because he is just this superstar talent that no one's really sure how to handle just yet. In bottom lane, we have
TPs. Ooh, that's a smart cancel.
That's a dead Sven.
And nope, blink himself away. The
Really
Dire Observer
play.
Ward was actually planted. They would have loved to move over and de-ward it if they saw it, but I don't think EHOME's going to come out there anytime soon. Faith Beyond is... Oh, okay. He TP'd out to this. I don't think you want to stay.
I don't either.
Like,
Nisha's on the prowl.
you can blink and run away. That's the best thing. Also notice what Beastmaster's building into. He's going for an Aghanim Scepter on VM.
Ooh, all right. Good luck with that. I feel like you're far more in need of some sort of damage amp or reduction versus an extra roar every 45 seconds, considering you're losing these team fights or winning them in a span of 20 seconds.
Yep.
You really can fight under the duration of the boat buff, and that's about it.
I like how you give him 25 seconds. Like, with the crits the PA is able to achieve, like, it's not even lasting that long.
Look at that. They're about to enter the... Oh, man, Ego. Really good heads-up play. He pops the Manta even to push the wave. He knows Secret's in the vicinity, and they could have lost the game right there where he'd have wandered down that hill.
Should point out where ASD is too. Like, he's up on top lane, pushing out the waves. And he has the money to buy an Assault Cuirass. He can TP straight back down again, and that's maybe what he wants to do. The Shrine is still available. That's something which Team Secret didn't kill off. So it's not too far for him to go to just spend that cash. But do you want to commit for the AC?
I think you
on the
have
Kunkka?
to. I think you have to. You've
It's
lost
an
the
all or
last
nothing
couple
now?
of fights. You know you're having issues with damage. You got to commit. You can't afford buyback because what does that even do? Again, this is a very fast Secret lineup. They don't. They're a Tesla. They don't have any. They don't run out of gas. Okay. They have a Ravage, and other than that, it's short cooldowns.
We should also flag a Tesla can run out of energy.
That's not true. You get a solar-powered one.
Well, this ain't the Matrix. The sun hasn't been blocked out. So, yeah, potentially. If you stay with the sun, a Tesla will never run out of energy.
They aren't actually solar-powered, Toby.
Okay, thank
But
you.
maybe one day.
I didn't realize. Hey, you never know. Musk is creating everything these days.
That's true. I love his quote, I want to die on Mars, but not on impact. It's so good.
That's a really good one. I like that. Well,
Anyway.
mid lane pushing, but it's an Invis PA thanks to Blush. She doesn't even reveal herself properly. 35-minute bounty runes. They kind of want the money. Deuce is still farming up as well. She's still looking to go back into the BKB. They want to come up. Where's that observer one? Up on the hill. Sentries being placed. Puppy. It's a D-Ward for a D-Ward. Nisha jumps in, even gets the damage over on the Kunkka. Maybe not the greatest mass Serpent Wards. He wants to bounce out. The Phantom Strike will do it. Now the Ravage will kick in, but the BKB protected the Kunkka, but they need to get through the Medusa. That's the bigger one. And Medusa does go down. It's a support trade-off. Sniper finally being chased down as well in the back lines, but Nisha is the primary man. You get to watch him try and find all of these kills, working with Zai. The negative armor, they crit through. But they need the bigger kills. A kill on Kunkka is the bigger one to claim. Faith Beyond wants to try and help out. They've got the disarm. Sven comes in with a Warcry thanks to the buyback. They get the Sun over onto Nisha. He needs a little bit more distance. A jump up. He goes for the Oracle. Displayed himself for half a second. Back to the Mass Serpent Wars. Fight undercover. The stun will be there. Onto the Phantom Assassin. Zai wants to help by being standing a little bit further away.
Off the daggers.
He's ultra killing so hard. Now he jumps back down again. Over towards the Beastmaster. Continue the stuns all you want, but Satanic is just great. So is the Roar, but PA, the War Stomp. Wait, really? The Creep is delaying this fight, and now Nisha goes on a rampage. It's unbelievable. This Phantom Assassin. Assassins are meant to be stealthy. He's in your face. He's the real Roar of this game. BKBs to dodge the Stormbolt. A double rampage. Nisha, do it solo. Give me a triple rampage. You're gonna get it. A stun. It's only delaying the inevitable. It's a triple rampage for Nisha. Unbelievable. This game is Secret. GG, well played. You cannot repel firepower of Nisha's magnitude.
Unbelievable. That Satanic pickup I have not seen on a PA, but it's super good for like four reasons. The status resist, I don't give a damn if you're stunning me. He comes out 30% faster.
Look at the smile.
Yeah,
Look at that smile.
You just balled out. That's a game secret. I feel like they might have been thinking, some fans might be thinking they have no business winning that, but you know what? They played fantastic, and I don't think it's a coincidence that we saw two quick 2-0s from Secret and VP, mostly on the back of a incredibly talented phenom carry player. These are the best two carries in this tournament thus far. These are the teams we'll be seeing in the upper bracket final.
It's also hilarious to think about like the way it started. PA was the sacrificial lane. It was meant to be the space that was given to the off lane, and man, did Zai actually pick up the pieces. Coming in, so many 5-man Ravages, EHOME grouped up for it as well, a lot. So Team Secret, it felt like they did have a lot of advantages, a lot more openings than what LGD gave Virtus Pro, but Team Secret with this victory, 2-0 through. That upper bracket seems to be moving very quickly. Every game a 2-0 apart from the Fnatic EHOME matchup, which was the 2-1, puts VP and Team Secret in the winners bracket final. That's going to be one hell of a series.
Wasn't that the matchup from the last finals? Last major?
Very likely.
I think it was.
Very, very likely.
I could be totally wrong.
Well,
but
we
I
already
think it
know
was.
VP did pretty well. Like the first team to officially qualify, and they don't look like they're going to change any players anytime soon.
I don't think either team needs to.
They're going to TI already. Like, we're on the second major, and they've already got enough points to qualify for TI.
I
DPC.
They're playing great. I'm really looking forward to that series. I think they're easily, these two teams are playing the best Dota. EHOME, yeah, they made some miscues, but Secret had to play incredibly well to come back from a disadvantage of that magnitude, and they made it look easy. They end in style. They get a couple of days off now to relax.
Yeah. Have some good food, stay healthy, and we'll go to our panel to wrap up.